This video is sponsored by the good people over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that aggregates concert tickets from around the web to make buying easier for you. And they put a 1 to 100 score on each seat to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad one, green being good, red being bad. And their View from Seat feature lets you know where you're going to sit. Click on the Me tab in the app and enter promo code DROP to get $20 back on your first order. That's back, not off. And to get the app, follow the link down there in the description. And now, on to the review.
I'm Poppy. I love Couchy Chester.
I love you too, Papney. I think you're a really swell girl.
Who are you talking to?
I'm Poppy. I love you too.
Oh. I thought you just loved the cow man. Me.
You bring the weirdest people onto this channel, I swear to God.
Cal is the reason people watch your channel.
That is true. That is completely true.
Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, you know who it is. And it's time for our great albums of this past month segment where I go over the records that were my favorites from this past month. Hopefully none of them slip through the cracks for you guys, you give them a shot. All of the links, relevant links, are down there in the description box to the reviews, places where you can listen to tracks from these albums. Hopefully you get turned on to some music you like. And this past month has blessed us with many good records, in my opinion. Many good records, blessed us with many good bits of music, and I shall list them out right now. I want to give a shout out to the new Danny Brown Atrocity Exhibition. Fantastic experimental hip-hop record. Danny's wildest release to date. One of the craziest hip-hop records I've ever heard, ever in my entire life. Thank God for Danny Brown. That's all I gotta say. Really twisted, deep dive down into the rabbit hole of addiction, mental illness, and drug dealing on this thing. It's a sick, dark, crazy record. All right, moving on from there, the new Neurosis album, also a dark album, a bit of a sludge metal record, a doom metal record here. The band is kind of stripping back the heavy, saturated sounds of modern sludge metal production for a release that is also heavy, but is a little more compositionally intricate. Some good performances on this record as well, just a very raw feel all around. I'm really liking the direction the band is moving with on this thing. They're kind of taking it back to basics on this record, and the results are pretty great. New Preoccupations album. These guys were formerly Viet Cong. This is their self-titled album, and on this record over here, I think they do a better job of kind of creating a distinct sound and vibe for themselves. Still sounds very post-punky, but is very noisy, abstract, strange, unsettling, difficult to read emotionally. It's an odd little rock record that has some good grooves and good tunes on it. Liking the way that these guys are really taking rock into the abstract again, and coming out with some good results. So if you're into post-punk, into art punk, into art rock, into experimental rock that has an aggressive side that is at least a little accessible and easy to digest, don't let this album slip by you. Moving on from there, Touche Amore with Stage 4, incredibly crushing and depressing record over here. Powerful screamo and emo album, bit of a post-hardcore flavor in there as well, and the band experiments further with incorporating some sounds of indie and like some post-rock in there too. They're really putting together their most diverse album yet, but what really impresses on this album are the incredible lyrics, which are conceptual, they're narrative, they run across the length of the entire album, and they deal with the death of frontman Jeremy Bolm's mother, who passed away not too long ago of cancer. This album sort of being about her passing and her diagnosis, which Jeremy kind of struggles to deal with on one song after another. It's pretty emotionally potent. Reading along with the lyrics, not that you necessarily need to, but you don't want to miss a beat. Reading along with the lyrics while listening to this album is a pretty intense experience, I'll just say that. Street Sects with End Position, if you're looking for an incredible industrial noise, power electronics, rock, punk, album. This is a mind blower, guys. This is like so powerful, so overwhelming, so animalistic, so aggressive, so colorful. The way that these guys use riffs and beats and samples on this thing is absolutely nuts. A really creative and colorful album over here. Looking forward to seeing more from these guys in the future. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds have a fantastic new record out titled Skeleton Tree, one of the moodiest and saddest albums that you're going to hear this year. I guarantee it. Nick Cave comes through with another kind of spacey album. If you're into Push the Sky Away, you're probably going to enjoy that very same songwriting style on this new album over here. But now the emotions are so much darker. There's so much more brooding on this record. So that to me is part of what made it so entertaining. Clipping with Splendor and Misery. Clipping comes through with a short but fantastic concept album about what I guess is a space traveler stranded in space on what was, I suppose, an intergalactic slave ship. It's insane. And finally, I want to give a shout out to Angel Olsen's My Woman, a really great singer-songwriter and rock record over here. Angel Olsen really coming into her own on this album, not only pulling together some of her most raw and in-your-face songs yet, but also some of her best ballads as well on the second half. It has an interesting little separation point at the middle of the album where all of a sudden all of her sort of low-key cuts come on, followed immediately by all of these, like, you know, garage rockers and rock bangers, whatever you would call them. So yeah, some of her best lyrics to date, I think. So enjoying that record a lot, enjoying all those previous records I mentioned a lot, and I hope you guys try out any of these albums that happen to maybe slip by you over the past month. You know, we do have some hip-hop in there, some experimental rock, some singer-songwriter stuff. So there's a good mix, you know, for everybody, I hope. And yeah, that's it, guys. All right. I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Transition, have you given any of these albums a listen? I hope so. I hope so. Again, links down there in the description box. And a special shout out to the one and only Poppy for her special and funny appearance in this video. I will leave links to her Twitter and YouTube down there in the description. And that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Forever.